Welcome folks. So today's video is going to be covering the Honeywell TH8320R and WF models. This is going to be the VisionPro 8000 series of thermostats. And we're going to be covering the 5 common mistakes or problems and issues while using this thermostat here. Now, I came up with this list because it seems like there's a lot of painful aspects to this thermostat. A lot of people having issues using it and getting locked out, having issues with setting the time and date and all sorts of things, even that I experienced myself. So let's take a look at the 5 common mistakes, but I do have all sorts of other videos covering this thermostat here, covering every single topic in content regarding manual override, factory reset, and changing of the battery and where that's located, 7-day programming of the schedule and the set points, setup menu and install of the base plate and the wiring, as well as connecting to Wi-Fi, and lock and unlock and passcode recovery, which is a very popular one, as well as a complete user guide covering all topics in one video, one big master video for you guys to go over. But let's get started with the 5 common mistakes, problems, or issues people have while using this thermostat here, the VisionPro 8000, also known as the TH8320 or the 8321 R or WF model. Now, number 1 is going to be, this drove me up a wall, okay? This thermostat, I could not set the time and date. For some reason, if you have the issue or where you cannot set the time and date, where you have the time right here, right? And you click on it, and it does not give you anything. It basically doesn't give you an option like this, but it does nothing, okay? That's going to be basically a hard reset on the device that's needed to reset it so you can get this option right here to adjust the time and date. A hard reset is needed when you cannot basically adjust your time and date. It's also located in the menu. So from the home screen, if you were from the home screen, a normal functioning thermostat, you're either allowed to click on the timer right here and it'll go right into the option to change it, or you can go to the menu and it will be right here in this menu list, okay, time and date, right there. You hit select and the same option is available. But if you do not have this option, time and date, it means that the thermostat is locked out somehow and it needs to be a hard reset on the device. So in order to do that, it's very simple actually. So we're going to go and take off the thermostat from the wall plate, okay? Remove all the batteries. So remove all 4 of these AA batteries, as well as this one right here. This is the key to resetting the device completely. When you remove this 2032 coin style battery by pulling it out, there's a little tray right here. Okay, I'm not going to do it, but you would pull this out. It comes right out, snaps out. Remove the batteries out of the device for like 10-15 seconds. Then go ahead and put the batteries back in, both the coin battery and the AA. And then you'll go ahead and it's going to prompt you and allow you to now set the time just as you see it here. Okay, you can go and click right on the time and now you can adjust it. Okay, let me get the glare out of here. Okay. So once you go and do a hard reset by removing all of those batteries, so 5 batteries have to be removed from the device, those 4 up top, and then the coin style battery on the right side of the thermostat, which is right here. Okay, give you a close-up shot of what it looks like. That's the battery door, battery tray that you will have to remove. Okay, pull that thing out, wait 15 seconds, put it back in, and then you guys will be good to go, and it'll allow you to set the time and date and not lock you out like it did for me, okay? And it took me a while to figure this out, but that's why I'm making this video. So let's move on to number 2, okay? Number 2 is going to be, and number 3 kind of closely related, but let's start with number 2. It's going to be there's no Wi-Fi, okay? Now, the main reason why there could be no Wi-Fi is because you have the wrong model, okay? There are 2 different models of this. You have the R model and you have the WF models. The WF models are the Wi-Fi models, okay? The R models are the RedLINK models that allow you to add room sensors within the house, wireless room sensors. Two different models, And if you have the wrong one, you basically will not be able to set up Wi-Fi. Okay, if you go into your menu and you scroll down, above installer options here should be the Wi-Fi setup. If there isn't, you have an R model, okay? So that's something to be aware of. It kind of messed me up because I thought this was a Wi-Fi model, and it is not. It's actually just an R model, which is the RedLINK wireless communication protocol model. So it does not do any Wi-Fi, and there's no way you can hook up Wi-Fi. Also, another reason why you might not have Wi-Fi is that the Wi-Fi requires you to hook up the C wire to the base plate of the thermostat. So on the back side of the thermostat, there's a C terminal. You have to have the C wire, which is either usually a blue wire or a black wire that provides an additional 24 volts AC to the thermostat to power up that Wi-Fi signal, okay? If you do not, the Wi-Fi will not run off the batteries that are on the unit. So you have to have the C wire connected to use the actual Wi-Fi, so you can use either your smartphone using the Total Connect Comfort app from Honeywell and Residio. That's the app for your phone, and on the website, which is totalconnectcomfort.com. So you can go ahead and use this thermostat either using your smartphone through that app, the Total Connect Comfort, or you can use the website as well. So if you have a laptop or desktop, you want to change it remotely, you can do that, but you have to have it all set up and registered, and I do that in a separate video and go over that and what's entailed. But that is number 2. That is the Wi-Fi not working. It's either one of two things. You don't have the C wire hooked up, or you need the WF model, and that can be found on the back side. Simply pull it off the wall plate. Take a look at here, okay? So right here we have the TH8320R. This is going to signify that it is the RedLINK model. If you had a Wi-Fi enabled thermostat, this would be WF instead of R, okay? So that's how you tell if you have a Wi-Fi model or not, okay? It's going to be very confusing. It does happen because there's a couple different models out there, but please make sure to check when you either buy this or if you have this in your home, which model you have by confirming right here on the sticker, on the label, if you have an R model or WF model. Okay, so that also brings us into number 3. Okay, number 3 is basically the same variation of this, and it's going to be you have no RedLINK connection, okay, at all. Okay, so the RedLINK is not working. So in order to connect with RedLINK, I'm going to show you really quick on the menu here. You would go to Installer Options in the Menu tab. Click on there. You would have to enter your passcode here, or the date code on the back of the base plate. Those stickers on the back of the base plate, that 4-digit number. I'm going to go ahead and enter mine here. Okay, so in the actual installer menu, installer setup menu, you're going to want to scroll down to the wireless manager. Now you can click here, select, and it's going to allow you to add room sensors and devices, okay, which is basically those RedLINK room sensors. And it's going to show you the connected devices, and then you can remove and rename devices right here on this menu, okay? That's where you would access the RedLINK information and add and delete devices and rename them and so on, okay? So number 3, basically the same as number 2 essentially, but it deals with the RedLINK. You have to have the same thing. You have to have the C wire connected, which provides 24 volts AC power additional to the unit, okay? Even though you might have that red wire hooked up, it's not enough, okay? That does a separate duty and function. You have to have that C wire, which is a blue or black wire, typically blue, in order for the RedLINK to work. It needs that additional power to power up the Wi-Fi, wireless connection, I should call it. You have Wi-Fi, and then you have wireless connection, which is the RedLINK, okay? And you need the R model. So if you have the WF model, you might not be able to do that. It's very possible depending on what model you have. There are 2 different models. We have the 8320, which is this one, R, and then there's an 8321, which allows for a little more capacity in certain aspects. So please be sure to understand and realize that there's different models out there, and they have certain functionality and capacity within each model. But the main factor being if it's either a R model or a WF model to do what you need. Okay, let's move along to number 4, okay? And that is the schedule is not following correctly, or not, it's just not doing the proper thing, okay? Now, the first thing you want to do is make sure that the time and date is correct, okay? So come in here, click on your time and date, and you have the option between time or date, and go ahead and hit select and adjust your time and date, and then hit done. Go over to the date, adjust your date correctly, and hit done. Now, this is usually the biggest factor why these thermostats, when programmed, do not follow the proper schedule, is that people don't realize that, you know, you might have it set to AM when it's really PM, or vice versa. It might be PM and it's set to AM, and the thermostat is following the complete 180 schedule that you have programmed. So always, if you need to, put your glasses on and make sure that you have the correct time setting. If it's 2:22 AM or 2:22 PM, that PM and AM is going to make the world of a difference if it's, going to follow the correct schedule or not, all right? So the schedule is found in the menu here. Edit schedule, you go through there and confirm that you have the proper schedule. That is the next kind of factor when it comes to making sure that this thing is following the correct schedule, is make sure that the actual schedule is correct. I know it's as simple and as dumb as it sounds. Go in there day by day, time period by time period, is 4 periods of the day. Make sure each time is the correct time, okay? Like I said, AM and PM, make sure those are correct for each one of those time segments or periods of the day. That is the biggest thing that tripped people up. It's tricked me up too, so that's why I'm making this video, is because it happened to me and I felt like an idiot, okay? But as long I finally realized what was happening is that the AM and PM were screwed up on the time setting, okay? And it can happen as well as when you edit the schedule. Just to bring that forward and let you guys know, okay? So that's a very common issue. I don't think people, pick up sometimes on something that simple, but that usually is the culprit why a schedule is not following the proper schedule, the routine schedule that you have set. Someone changed the time and put the incorrect time. It might not be you, the master kind of user of this thing. It could have been your wife or your kids or whoever that changed it. But anyways, let's go along now to number 5. And that is the message on the screen here it says system wait or system waiting message on the screen here where it says system cool, okay? So if you ever see wait or waiting on the screen, okay, it usually happens when you are in like the cooling stage or the cooling mode of this. It's never usually the heating stage, because in cooling you have a compressor, okay? The compressor needs to have some kind of off time to like kind of rest and not, just overheat and thermally overload, okay? So it has a built-in kind of waiting period or compressor delay, and in this case, it's called the off time in the thermostat here. And I'm going to show you where that is and how to adjust that, okay? You'll kind of want to set it to a low number, like 3 cycles or 5 minutes. And also another factor is the cycles per hour. You want to set that also low, because you don't want it to cycle on and off too many times per hour, because it's going to stress out the equipment and it's going to affect its longevity and its performance. So compressor lockout, compressor delay, off time, all the same thing. You would go right in the menu here to adjust those, and you have some options and flexibility, but I'm going to show you kind of what the best setting is as a baseline. So you do have to enter your passcode, your date code there to get through this menu to the installer options from the menu tab, which is the last one, okay? Now, we're going to go to installer setup. Select that. Now, you're inside the actual like configuration manager of the device here. We're just going to scroll over by hitting next a bunch of times, and we want cooling stages 1, heating stages 1, and we want, let's go here, cycles per hour for the cooling. So cool cycles per hour. This is set at 3. That's a reasonable, cycles per hour, okay? You don't want to go too high, because like I said, you'll beat this thing up if it goes, you turn on like, you go to like 5 or 6, or I think actually 6 is the most it'll allow you to have. All right, so anything more than that, really, it kind of knows already that it's gonna be fatiguing on the equipment, and it's gonna have a detrimental effect. So I would keep that about 3 cycles per hour for both the heating and cooling. So there's an option for the heating as well, because your heating system and cooling system should really be on for about 20 minutes at a time to really do its job, right? So to warm up the water, or to cool the air, etc., or heat up the air depending on the type of system, I would set it as a baseline right around 3 and then see how it does. Okay, that way it's not excessively turning off and on throughout the hour. Okay, and then next would be the compressor off time. So it's defaulted kind of like at 5 minutes, which is a good time. You know, that's the maximum amount of time you can have, and you can do off. I would not recommend off because you know, you want it to take a break. Okay, you don't. It's kind of a big deal for it to turn off and on versus just stay continuously on running for an hour. If it's very hard on the system to turn off and on, basically. That's why they give you this option. So you want to give it some time to rest in between on and off time. And 5 minutes is my ideal time. It's a good amount of time for resting or compressor delay. You can go down as low as 4, 3, 2, 1 minute and off. Okay, so talk with your HVAC professional and see what he's recommending for your home. But I recommend it staying at the maximum amount of time, which is 5 minutes. Okay, and that there is, folks, the way to adjust that. I'm not going to go over the rest of this. This is basically, I'll go over this in the setup and an install segment video. So to get out of this, just hit done. Do you want to exit this installer setup? I'm going to say yes, and we're back at the main installer setup menu here. I'm just going to hit home, go back to the main page. But that there, guys, is the 5 common mistakes or problems and issues people are, come across with this thermostat. I came across them as well. That's why I wanted to make this video. But please check out my other videos covering all sorts of other different topics when it comes to the VisionPro 8000, which is also known as the TH8320R and 8321R or WF model. Okay, check out the other content I have down below the video. All sorts of different content, like I said, manual override, factory reset, and changing of the batteries, 7-day programming of the schedule and how to do that, setup menu and install the base plate and the wiring, connecting Wi-Fi, lock and unlock, and passcode recovery, and a complete user guide video covering all topics in one master video. I want to thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.